whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean you won't be there? Am I going to be there by my lonesome?
Chris, fuck's sake. B-roll, B-roll.
Right. I need to leave. I need to leave. I'm so stressed now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Simpsons in Review.
The Simpsons. Sorry, I need to turn the volume down on my phone because it's playing our stream.
So mad.
Uh, Professional, right
Top notch
here. Yeah.
professionalism. So,
Yes.
Simpsons in Review. Last week, after we realised we were still stuck in isolation, we're going to be for quite a bit longer, I came up with this amazing idea to review all of The Simpsons.
Yes. Amazing.
You heard me
All
right.
of it.
All of it, from the beginning. And we're not even doing like a season, an episode. We're doing like half or quarters of a season, an episode.
Yeah. So Chris messaged me with this, and I at first I stopped and I put the phone down, and I walked away for a little bit, and then I came back, and I discussed this with my wife, and I was just like, does he know what the fuck he just said? And I was just like, Chris, let me break this down. 20 minutes an episode, 684 episodes. You know this will take us approximately 3 years.
Yes.
And you were like, yes.
Yes, that's fine.
I do.
That's fine. I've got 3 years. I've got nothing better to do.
Oh, yeah, so that's like if we fucking watched it all and we did a week, an episode a week and like 4 episodes or something, like it's so fucking, yeah. It's gonna be a thing, guys. This is gonna be a thing that just dies with us.
So if you don't like The Simpsons, you're pretty humped because this is
probably-
happening for a long time.
Probably on the wrong streams, to be quite honest. But
That's
stay
fair.
anyway.
Yes, don't go away. So the biggest part of this is we've broke the seasons down so we can either half or quarter of the season and how long it is. And we're going to go through the episodes, what we like, what we don't like, and then give our overall view of the season at the end when we finish the season. Makes sense, right? You with us? Awesome.
Easy as that. Like some seasons, like season 1 is like 13 episodes long. So like, and it's a lot of just introductory shit, stuff we already know, stuff we can just breeze past. So we've done like half of that. And then later on, when it starts to get to 24, 25 episodes, break it down a little bit smaller. And then there's obviously some episodes later on that are going to be a bit more talk heavy, that we'll need to, get into a bit more.
Season 9 and Splendid Popper. The big one. With something to look forward to. Put that on the shelf. Let's hold fire on
Tell you
our
what,
criticisms. We're not there yet.
Let's just dial back and let's go as The Simpsons does from the beginning. Let's have a look. So I've got the source of all knowledge in this world, Wikipedia.
Yes.
Open.
Well, to be fair, did you not write it? Like at this point, would it not be yourself and me that wrote that Wikipedia entry?
Quite probably, yeah. For The Simpsons, it started as like a bunch of shorts on the Tracy Ullman show, and then eventually worked its way onto primetime, and it has been going ever since. It precedes me. I don't think it precedes you, Chris.
Same
I think
year.
it does precede you.
I was born on the year of the Simpsons.
Oh, how crazy! Because you were born in The Simpsons, I was born in the Power Rangers. Wait, hey, that makes no fucking difference to anyone's lives.
Yeah, but it makes a difference to me.
Exactly. So yeah, it goes back that fucking long, and the animation makes it very aware.
Yeah.
Shall we dive into season 1?
Yes. So we open with The Simpsons. What a bold move to open with a Christmas special.
I know.
They opened with Simpsons roasting on an open fire.
Yeah.
And it's the story of how they got their dog. But quite a heartwarming story. I have not watched season 1 for about 10 to 15 years now because I was done with season 1. Season 1 was kind of rubbish. But it isn't. Oh my god, rewatching it is so good.
So you know what? There are some gems in there. There are some gems of jokes in there.
Right. So what it was for me with season 1, rewatching it, especially that first episode, the amount of heart in that show at the beginning. They were a downtrodden family. That wasn't a cartoon. that just happened to be animated.
Yeah, that was a family drama. Yeah.
And most of the season, like the beginnings of season 1 are very like that. It's
Yeah.
which we'll get into some of them in the newer episodes. But
Yes.
watching that first one, I was so visibly upset at their situation of Homer's bonus not happening and Marge
Yeah.
needing to lose the money because Bart's a dick. Like,
Yeah.
mate, no,
That's
actually, Bart isn't he a dick? Do you know who's a dick? What tattoo artist? Tattoo's a
yeah.
10-year-old.
How old are you? 21. Get in the chair. I'm sorry,
What?
but there's always an ID check.
Dude's this height of your shin. Like, come on.
Yeah. But
Ah,
no, let's not get into that. There's also the fact of Bart just wandered off, and Marge was just like, "Duh, where's Bart?" Does
him.
anyone
None.
know how long tattoos take? How long into this tattoo before Marge that guy's got that thing pretty much fucking almost finished. Also, why is he doing lettering last? He has to put in HER as the last. Oh no, ER is the last bit because it just says moth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever known a tattoos to do lettering? You don't really have lettering, do you? No.
So,
Well then, ignore that.
yes. Moving on.
Yes, but that's it's a sort of like trilogy of errors. It's
Yeah.
everyone's kind of fault, really. There.
It's the build up to getting a dog and watching Homer actually try his goddamnedest. And this was before Jerk Homer. This was before Dickhead Homer, I like to call him. This was Homer who still had some really good redeemable qualities where he did everything for his family. Which is, as we move through this, you're going to watch that slowly but surely dip away and then disappear completely to become Family Guy Homer, which is probably a better way to call him.
Yeah, this very much started off as Homer was the family man. Like he was doing his bit, earning his living, and later on he becomes a bit of a um he's a bit of a bumbling idiot and he doesn't really understand his family, but it doesn't stop him being a good dad. He obviously, like, you get to later episodes where Lisa's going through a lot of shit, which I'll get talking about later on in later episodes. Um, and then later on, he's just an idiot. There's no joke. There's no redemption thing. There's no he's a bumbling idiot, but he's doing good. No, he's an idiot.
For the sake of being an idiot, it's again,
Yeah,
it's the Family Guy syndrome that kicks
yeah,
in.
exactly.
I think there's not really much more to say about episode 1. Episode 1, I don't want to go into the animation quality of it because fact is, it's rubbish. It's
Yeah,
not great, and
we
the
could go into
dubbing,
the animation quality for season one, all episode,
yeah,
or
because
for the first 3 seasons even.
the biggest bit for me is watching people and things not being the right colours. So like Milhouse's hair is nearly black. Chief Wiggum's grey. Like he was a full grey outfit. And then
And
Smithers is black in the first
Smithers is
season.
black as well.
And then they decide to make him white, which that's a topic for another day. I don't know
So
what we
Smithers
that
was
one.
Smithers was black in the first episode, and then when it gets to episode 3 or 4,
Mhm.
4, he's white. Easy as that. I think a lot of it was just I don't mean miscoloring in a weird sense. I mean like miscoloring as in
Oh man, you're
someone.
getting quoted on that.
I know,
Something awful.
I know. I've just signed my own death warrant. I mean someone's probably just misclicked
Yeah.
the color because you notice that in a lot of the in one of the later one of the other episodes of season 1, Bart the General, the two henchmen, one of them changes color quite a bit. So I think someone's just when they're doing all their stuff on their computers, it's maybe been a
Just this
slip of the mouse there.
this drunk Korean animator just like, I'm gonna color.
Oh,
There you go,
fuck
you
it.
be this. I understand American culture.
Yes. Do you want to get? I don't really have much to say on episode 2 either. Um, it's the
I
first.
love Bart the Genius.
It
That was great.
it was a sort of like, yeah, at the end you get the redemption of he knows he's done bad and now he's like apologizing for it, but like again it's just one of those like it's the early days of Bart's just being bad, and he's I don't know, man, I just don't have much to say about this episode.
I kind of like that with Bart. I like Bart being bad and like not knowing his redeemable qualities yet, because I felt like, see, like throwing that as like the newer ones try to make him a good guy, but he's a bit mischievous is boring. The fact that Bart's just a wee arsehole is great because it means when he does grow, you'll notice it. Like they started
Yeah,
him off perfect. Yeah, I would agree with Mark here with Bob's Burgers and Simpsons season one. They both kind of share the same vibe where it's so about the family and
yeah.
about the family doing good. What I loved about the Bart the Genius episode though was the minute he admitted that he did wrong, you're like, oh my god, they're having this touching moment, and almost like, what? You did what? And then just him running past the sofa, and Lisa like, yep, I think Bart's stupid again, Mom. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And that's it. I think that's a perfect way to end that though, but of just like it didn't change nothing. It was classic sitcom of where you begin the episode and where you end the episode needs to be the same.
Yeah.
Like you can't have too much change.
I think that's um I think it is like it could be a good point for Bart to just obviously he's got his realization of I did wrong and I should admit to that. But I think there's better episodes for Bart's character
Oh yeah, no, there's
later
so it
on.
is. I
So
th-
many better
I
episodes.
think with this one, it's not even so much about him realizing he done wrong. I think it's more about him wanting to go back to where he was. Like everything about that wasn't really about him feeling like yeah, done that. It was always about the fact that like I kind of want to be stupid again because being smart is a pain in the ass
Yeah.
for me at least. And then that's when you got one of his first big quotes, his first
Hmm.
real quotable moment. That I'll say the now because I've got better ones lined up. Is when he hits
Sure.
with "Eat my shorts." That's when we get "Eat my shorts" for the first time when he says
Oh,
it to Martin, and then Martin just
wow.
goes, "Excuse me."
Wow.
So yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. What else we've done, sorry, just to throw it out there for people, is I asked Chris earlier to for each of these podcasts, we're going to take our favorite quote or maybe a couple quotes from the episodes that we've watched and throw them back out into the ether, just to just make people realize the best bits.
Yeah, always a good one. So Homer's Odyssey was my episode 2. I couldn't care less for Odyssey
Oh,
at all.
um, yeah. There's there's a couple interesting bits with Homer's Odyssey.
Bringing up
Uh,
suicide was mad. Like to bring that up in a
well,
cartoon in a serious kind of format of watching him slowly going to go kill himself. I was like, whoa, as an
yeah.
adult, that hits hard. And that's what I got from rewatching these episodes is see the
Hmm.
adult content of it, of like the morality things, hits
Hmm.
you so much harder than you thought. Like when you're a kid, you just like, ah, it's a guy with a rock and a rope. But now you're like,
Yeah.
oh, dude was depressed because he was an alcoholic and couldn't drink. You're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck. Like, they actually went there. And a show that's meant to be for like 10-year-olds.
Yeah, and this is where it's sort of like obviously it's still at the testing its own, testing the waters itself phase
Yeah.
because this is just episode 3, and I think maybe this is the point where they maybe realized that they didn't, not that because Simpsons would do dark humor,
Yeah.
definitely did it later on, but they didn't know how to do it yet. And this isn't so much dark humor, this is just dark. Like Homer has lost his job, so he's just like, well, fuck this. Um,
But it was
but
the second half of that that kind of bored me. See, when he decides my whole life is going to make this safe, and I'm like, that's cool. He gets that, and then he just puts signs everywhere, and then gets a job at the
yeah,
nuclear power plant. It was just like it felt like that came and went. It just like, yeah, this happened. Bye. Right, I've got a new job. Bye, guys.
yeah,
So yeah, that was my take on that. It was just very much like an episode that started well, that just descended a little bit into a bit tedious. In my opinion, it
yeah.
got a wee bit tedious for me.
But it did, like, again, we're sort of getting, because we're at the early stages, we're getting an introduction of some stuff that would stick around. For example, Homer now being a safety inspector,
Yes.
which we soon come to realize is a position that he is definitely not worthy of.
Oh god, no! Like that dude should not have that job.
No.
And I love the fact that he was working in the plant first, and then got sacked and couldn't get a job anywhere. Like, mate, you worked in a nuclear power plant. You should be having jobs lined up out the fucking arse. Like,
But
how?
but But remember, he didn't. So all he had was the experience of just, and he wasn't even good at his job to begin with. He wasn't good at his job before.
Yeah, but think of the
Um,
CV though. But just when he was looking for jobs, like, what'd you do? Oh, I was
yeah.
a technical supervisor. He was a supervisor. He
But
was a
then,
supervisor.
but then they'd ask you, oh, what experience did you need to get into that job? Oh, well, I literally just walked in the day it opened.
He doesn't need to
Like,
tell them that.
no.
We bit of creative license when it comes to
Uh,
your past.
yeah. Oh, yeah. As Marge finds out later on when she has to lie on her CV.
Yes.
Um. Yeah, so we could probably skip past Homer's Odyssey. Not much happens.
It's the next
It's where
three episodes that really start picking up, in my opinion. Like these are
oh
when they really start going. They
yeah,
start becoming a cartoon.
especially episodes 5 and 6. But we'll talk about episode 4 because that's
Part.
there.
Oh no,
That's
that
part of
is no. I think episode 4 is there's no disgrace like home.
yes.
The Marvin Monroe, yeah,
Uh,
Dr. Marvin
he,
Monroe.
he never did die.
No, he
People
did
always
not.
talk about the characters that die. He was just very ill.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So there's the whole. They go to they go to Mr. Burns' fucking mansion party, which I also loved because that was the introduction of a. Oh, you have to leave now. The hounds will be released in 15 minutes.
Yes.
Like, we got the hounds. We never saw the hounds, but they were introduced.
Yeah.
Um, and it just led to Homer realizing that his family were apparently a bunch of pigs as well. It
And
wasn't just him.
yeah, it's like his family are the worst. Like Marge gets so drunk, it's funny. It's so
And
funny.
I
It's when he
know,
looks at them in the car and he looks at the other family's car and they're like going to heaven and they're all lovely. And he looks at his family and it's like
and they're all demons.
it's like join us, Homer, join us. It's
Yeah.
fucking great.
And it also just sort of like throws out some curveballs. Like we sort of get the introduction of Marge's mild alcoholism because that comes back in later
Do you know
episodes.
what? Donna brought that up when we were watching it, and I didn't know alcoholism was a thing with her. I knew she had a gambling problem. I
So
didn't.
there was, she's just got a very addictive personality, it seems. Because there's a couple episodes where drinking is involved. There's the ones much later on, where she gets involved with wine.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I
Um,
remember that one.
yeah. What was the other ones? And there's a couple other characters that have problems with alcohol as well, like Dr. Hibbert's wife. I can't remember her name. Yeah, Dr. Hibbert's wife
Yeah,
is
that's her
like it's
character name.
always nodded
Yeah.
towards being an alcoholic. But yeah, there was that, and there was the crazy mad song
Oh, that was
that
so
was
good.
in it, and I was like, "Where's this coming from? What? Why is this
Drink
here?"
the drink that I have made. I don't know what they actually sing in the chorus bit because they go.
Good.
That's what it
Yeah.
sounds like. Donna noticed something
Um,
really funny in that one. So everybody's
what?
going around, and there's a woman with a red dress whose boobs are touching her knees. Like they've
Nice.
actually drew gigantic, loose boobies, and it's
Nice.
hilarious if you go back and just find that moment.
Um, and what else? We just had. It showed that like both Bart and Lisa could be as immature as each other
Yeah,
because of the whole like getting in the car scenario, and like both of them are going to get into trouble at the mansion and stuff like that. And it's yeah shows
like
that none of the Simpsons are perfect.
aye, it was kind of good to see Lisa being a bit of a rat in
Rebel.
herself
Yeah.
because it's
Because she's an
she's
8-year-old.
8. I think it was Matt Groening. No, it wasn't. It was the voice actor
No, it was Lisa.
of Lisa. Ha ha ha.
Right.
So fucking fun.
Yes.
The voice actor of Lisa actually came out and said that because it was like an anniversary special where they did like a behind the scenes. She said they went, if it wasn't the fact that she's 8, she's actually the worst type of person.
Oh, she's horrible.
If it wasn't for being 8, she is not endearing at all. It's actually just a kid that makes her fun.
I don't even think she's endearing.
Oh,
Lisa, I do not enjoy Lisa Simpson as a character.
I don't like where Lisa went. I think at the beginning she was
No.
fine, a bit idealistic and got some definite.
Yeah, she stands for some
bullshit.
good stuff at first, but then she's just
She ends up chasing
obnoxious.
trends. She ends up becoming a
the
trend
very thing
chaser.
she set out to be
Yeah.
against. Yeah.
Fucking weird.
And
you
then
have-
they went to shock therapy.
Yeah, and it's that iconic early Simpsons scenes of them just shocking each other because I was like, you know what? Fuck you. It's
Oh
so
no,
good.
I love the mallets where they're sort of hitting
Yeah.
each other and they're like, oh, this isn't doing anything. Oh, take the foam off. It works
Yeah.
better.
Oh, yeah, when Bart's like, yeah, if we take your foam off, we can hurt each other better. Like, oh, you're
Yeah.
brilliant. You know what I like
Yep.
about that? The fact that Marge gets involved. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck this, I'm going to get all my shit out in the
Oh,
open.
she probably has pent up rage as well.
She does. She really does. So, we're moving on to Bart the General. That's next.
Bart the General was brilliant.
Yeah. I think Bart the
Um,
General, especially that just scene of him with the glasses on and that straw, that image got shoved on so many box covers
mhm.
for it. It's like it became the episode to promote The Simpsons, weirdly. It was like that was one of the ones because I think it's when it hurt being a cartoon. Everything leading up to it was building up and introducing the family and their dynamic. We've not had Lisa's kind of story yet, but this is when we were like, now we're in cartoon land. We're going to do cartoon stuff. And it's all about Bart and a bully.
But so it was a cartoon, but it was still a family drama.
Yeah.
Because it was Bart, a child, dealing with a bully.
Yeah,
And it's
but
like, well, how do you tackle a bully? In a cartoonish way, because
yeah,
we're in a cartoon.
yeah, it's like it's when they had the humour of it. It's like the
Yeah.
other stuff had like really witty moments where this went, we're gonna be a kind of comedy episode. Like even the way he gets bullied is funny, you know, with the trash can and spitting the hat out.
Coughs his hat up.
Yeah.
I just love that bit where he just gets into the treehouse and just like, and the hat appears.
And no, the best bit of
So
that
good.
is so casually he spits out and then hangs up and goes,
Yep. You're just like,
So-
there you go.
y'all know why we're here, right? It's like, mate, you just coughed a hat. Like
No,
no one's
what?
questioning the hat getting coughed up. That was
Oh.
that was a really cool one. You got introduced to Nelson, who became such a pivotal role in the earlier things.
Yeah.
You got a bit more of the dynamic between Bart and Lisa and their not liking of each other in a more serious way, and you got a more loving part of Bart stuck up for his wee sister. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, I'm not going to deal with this. You're not going to hurt my little sister.
Yeah, there's a couple really strong moments in this. This is the first instance of the brother-sister relationship being important and a big part of it. The other one that I remember being it very important in is Lisa on Ice, and it plays such a big part there.
Yeah.
But obviously that's much later down the line. Oh,
I like
So-
the introduction of Herman.
oh, Harmon's such a good character.
Yeah, and it's like
Um,
one of the best moments of that was when Grandpa Simpson leans over to Bart and goes, some people say, I'm just going to say George Washington because I can't remember the general he was talking about. It was the one in
General.
World War II. Patton.
Yeah,
Was it Patton?
Patton, General Patton it was.
Some people say General Patton was a little bit crazy. This guy's off his nut. We are definitely going to win. There's no
Yeah,
way we
can't-
can lose.
We can't fail, yeah. So are we leaving our favourite quotes till the end, or have you done one of yours already? Because both of mine are in this episode.
Do you know what? We could do a per episode. Go for it. Go for it.
Cool.
I've got
So
one from this one.
I've got two favourite quotes, both from this episode, of these first 6 that we watched. Now the first bit comes quite early in the episode, and it's just after Bart has hit Nelson. And he's just like, I'll get you after school, man. And Principal Skinner's like, oh, you head along to class. And Bart's just like, and he says, no, he'll get you after class.
Yeah, it's
That's-
like learning a
this is
foot.
Yep, this is a person in a position of power, a position of authority, who has just witnessed something untoward that should not have been, and he's like, he'll get you after class, don't you worry about it, just go and have your school day.
For me, it's you made me bleed my own blood. I was like, oh, that is so badass.
Yeah.
Like that was such a badass moment from Nelson. Like, oh, you're fucked now, mate. You're
Yeah.
so done.
It's something you could almost imagine Arnie saying.
Yeah.
My other favourite quote is it comes from later on in the episode when they're trying to figure out how to beat Nelson, and Bart's talking with Lisa, and Lisa's like, you should talk to Grandpa. He's the toughest Simpson there is. Remember the fight he put up when we tried to put him in the home?
It's so good.
It's so subtle, because I imagine there's so many parents out there that were just like, ha, that's good shit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I remember when I put Dad in the home.
Yeah.
Still doesn't talk to us.
Oh,
I mark it as actually super accurate. Like, see the idea of like a teacher. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're getting bullied. Get in class. Like,
yeah.
move along,
But it was-
children.
It was also the thing of like, there was only their level of jurisdiction, if
Yeah.
you will, so it could only go so far.
Mhm.
So he probably didn't care. He probably wasn't getting paid enough at that stage.
I think you're reading it that tiny bit too much there.
I
I think just
probably am. This
Prince
is
Bush kind
harking
of just
back to some.
doesn't. When
This is going back to some stuff, man.
you've just
This
got
is.
Nam flashbacks happening right
I
now.
know.
Just
Yeah,
right.
I know.
So last episode of this season. Well, not a season. This episode. Last episode
This
of this
this
episode.
podcast.
Yes,
Yes.
something like that.
Ah.
Moaning Lisa, which is a tough one to watch because it's not a funny episode.
No,
It's actually
not funny at all.
it's a really good episode. It's one of the few Lisa episodes that I've although that's like this is impactful. Like if anybody doesn't know this one because it has an old one that isn't up there for a lot of people. It basically deals with Lisa having depression as a child, which right now at this point is something that is on the minds of a lot of parents. It's so in your face now about kids being upset when they're younger and not knowing why. And it's weird to think the Simpsons were dealing with this subject way back when.
30. This was fucking 30 years ago, man.
And
30 years.
do you know what? They got it right on the nose. They actually got it spot on from at least experiences I've had and the way parents can be of watching. Oh, just be happy. See, like with Margie's realization in that episode was beautiful because
Yeah.
you watch her have her flashback of her mum doing it to her, and she knows it's wrong. She knows it's not the right thing to do, but she has no way to deal with it. So she tells Lisa, like, no matter what happened, actually, we'll go back to what her mum said to her. She goes, always put a smile on your face, even if you don't want to, because that's how everybody else knows you have a good mum. And she kind of twists that for Lisa to be like, see, even if you don't feel happy, smile. It's fine. You'll get invited to parties. Boys will like you. You'll be popular. And her watching that as Lisa gets walked over because she's smiling and a bit passive, and just watching her fucking flip her shit is brilliant. And then a parent apologising to her kid, be like, I was wrong. You want to be upset? Be upset. We'll be there with you. We'll ride it out with you. And then Lisa smiles, and it is goddamn heart wrenching. I've gone, I want to smile. It is. I was nearly in tears watching it because I went, this is better than any teen drama that I've watched that tries to deal with depression. Like, this shows you, it doesn't make the parents the bad guys. It just shows you that parents don't understand because they're not them. And it's great. It's so well done. Sorry, I got very passionate about that there.
That's a good point there from Mark. Is Simpsons is just making do with what they've got. No one is perfect, but at least they try.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's meant to be like a simple, humble, normal family. Obviously, there's as the show goes on, everything gets a bit crazier, more outlandish. But at first, all they had to go on was being a family and experiencing life. What I really loved about this episode was a couple things. One was the simplicity of it, and it was just how many times, not even just to you, Chris, but just to fucking anyone watching, how many times as a child did you just feel sad?
Yeah.
For no reason, and you just didn't know what else to say, but just I'm sad. And if someone says why, you just like I just don't know.
Yeah.
Some adults have problems with that shit.
Yeah.
Some adults can't just turn around and be like, I'm sad and I don't know why.
It was when Lisa decided to open up to her dad about what was going on. Of like, how can we sleep at night when this is happening in the world? Am I worth it? Am I worth anything? Would the world keep turning if I wasn't here? And I'm like, see us being in isolation. I'm like, mate, you're asking all the questions that run through my head now because I've got too much time on my hands. This is too heavy. It's like, oh, this is such a heavy subject. But what? It's one of the best quotable moments. It's just something for me. It wasn't even quotable moment. This buckled me, and it was Homer to Bart when he goes, Lisa, Homer tried, did the giddy up, it didn't work, and went right. Lisa pissed off, went, I'm going to go for a bath, and Homer goes, Bart, vacuum this floor. And he's like, hey, I never done nothing. He went, in times of trouble, you got to go with what you know. And I'm just like, that's so good. So fucking just
punish the boy.
Yeah.
And bringing Homer into it, having Marge speak with her. Obviously, there was Bart's interaction with her and how to deal with it. Um, it brings me up to the other point about this episode. Everybody got their bit of character growth.
Yeah.
Everybody in The Simpsons, because Marge realized that it's maybe not like maybe the way that she was raised wasn't perfect. Homer figuring out how to deal with something that he doesn't know about, and Bart being there for Lisa, just like, look, I'm going to cheer you up. I'm going to
Yeah.
just do something that I find funny. Maybe you find it funny too. Everyone gets involved, and
So
it's
good.
superb.
And then we're forgetting about, the boxing match.
Oh,
When Homer's,
no,
he's about
not the
to
boxing
defeat
match.
him! He's about to defeat him, and the power
Oh,
gets cut out, and just watching him crumble. And I have
after
fucking been there. I have been there playing, like, fighting games with people. And it's not so much as extreme as the power cord getting pulled out, but it's like you're playing something like Mortal Kombat and you're a button basher, and you suddenly learn a combo, and you're like, I've won a round.
Yep.
I can win this. You get them to the last bit, and then just watching them turn it on, you just fucking turn that screw and beat it, and that's the reaction you get of just lying on the floor like, I hate everything. I really hate my life.
And Bart's just like, well, I know what I'm beat, so I'm gonna retire now.
Yes. It was that
uh,
woman in the fucking arcade, the snooty bitch. There's a Karen for you. There was a
That's a
Karen.
Karen.
That was a Karen. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself, sir, being in the arcade. Well, you should freaking, grow
yeah.
down.
First
Arsehole.
of all, you're the irresponsible one for letting your child hang around with me.
Yes.
Secondly, fuck you.
Yes.
That's. I think now, like, if that situation were to happen to me, if I went to an arcade, I'd have some questions to ask myself. But secondly, if a like older woman came in to collect her children and was just like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I'd just be like, "Fuck you! What are you doing here? Go
Yeah.
away! Go fucking try and claim an expired coupon, you fucking Karen."
Yeah. I'd be like, I'm actually spending money and keeping this place open. You're doing nothing. Leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our first 6 episodes of The Simpsons.
You know what? I'm really looking forward to the cast expanding, getting some more regular people coming in. Yeah.
But with all these earlier ones, it's like we don't have as much kind of funny stuff to talk about because the earliest ones weren't as funny because that was the point.
They didn't either. Yeah.
Yeah, like they knew how to tell jokes. They had like, witty jokes. It was a bit more like times like British humor. It was just like that's moments in American humor, and it was great. But it meant there's a lot more of this, of like this kind of serious discussion about moral choices, growth, and people. Dilemmas with kids. And what I find really brilliant about these early things is their counterculture. That's the point. They're being his take of like Leave It to Beaver and all those kind of shows from the 70s of the happy family, which is weird because they're meant to be like such a satire that they're actually on par with what real life is. So it gave them such a weight to everything that we're doing that I don't think a lot of people thought we were going to do. They went, it's going to be a cartoon family that are yellow that do stupid stuff.
Sell it.
Yes.
Make it happen.
You know what's great about that though? That wasn't even going to be Simpsons. The Simpsons weren't meant to be a thing.
Right.
Matt Groening had a comic strip, and I think it was like LA Times or like a newspaper, and it was a rabbit. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I remember.
Because he had a really famous comic book.
Because you see it all over The Simpsons as well.
Yeah.
There was that long-haired, like the White Rabbit.
Yes,
it's either white or black. Yeah.
It's kind of like a Simpsons looking Bugs Bunny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the big thing was they had a really cool comic strip of life in LA, and it shows you how all the ways you could die in LA, and like a graph saying success, a graph saying failure, and it was quite funny and it's really satirical. You forget that how good Matt Groening was before the show went on too long.
Yeah.
And what happened with it was he was sitting outside the office of the meeting. He went, if this fails, my comic fails with me. Like, if this fails on TV, no one's coming back for it. Whatever publication was with them, like, they could drop it. So he said, last minute, bashed out. That's why seeing the shots, why the Simpsons look absolutely terrible, because they were drawn in the 5-10 minutes before he went in to pitch it. So he didn't have an idea. He just went in, why don't we make our Pistica a family? And I think that's brilliant because it created such a big phenomenon out of him bottling his original idea.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, in the arcade games, Mark, there were so many kind of like references to that rabbit in some of his earlier work. Really cool.
You see it a lot in like the background. There's like some posters and stuff as well in like episodes. Um, yeah, I think that about wraps it up
Yeah,
for this.
yeah, so what we'll be doing is next week we'll be doing this again,
Hmm.
and what we're going to do, we're going to actually edit this down for YouTube. So we've been going for about 45 minutes. We're going to try and cut this down to about a 20-minute episode of all the kind of cliff note best bits. Try and make it entertaining. Michael,
I'll fucking all right.
if it's not funny, what happens?
I go back in the shed.
You get put back in the cupboard.
I get put back in the hot box to think about it.
This is the thing. If anybody has any ideas on things you want us to talk about, or kind of episodes that we could do on things, or anything at all, don't be scared to let us know.
Yeah.
We're on Twitter, and I'll put the Twitter description in the
In the link.
description
Yep.
because it's so many underscores. I need to change it, man, but I can't get it, and I need to change it. And you can always reach out to myself, which is Chris the Sapien at Twitter. Michael, you are
I really raging robots
the Twitters,
on Twitter and WordPress and Facebook and
all that
your
jazz.
all your fucking people.
And then we've got Mark on Arkham Cult, but Cult spelt with a V on Twitter.
Yes.
Again, reach out to one of us, and we'll see about trying to shoehorn your idea in. Get it in here.
Yeah. If we really like it, then we'll ram it into the schedule where it doesn't belong and just make it happen.
If we really like it, we'll take credit for it.
Exactly. So
Win-win.
yeah, do that.
Yep. Well, thank you for everybody who joined. Mark and Donna, thank you for having a wee leather in the chat with us. It's always nice to read your comments and whatnot.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark, for a description of Twitter.
Okay, before this gets any worse,
Yes.
I just want to say
Yes.
thank you again to everyone, and we'll catch you on the next one. 8 o'clock Thursday. Be there
there.
or be square.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, I had the mic.
Sultan. Oh, god damn
Sultan.
it.
Sultan. There we go. Sultan.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.